You're listening to the Cool Audio Podcast, your escape into the world of stories, sounds, and imagination. Whether you're driving, chilling at home, or just need a moment to unplug, we've got a story just for you. So sit back, relax, and let the journey begin. Jack and Chloe were not aware that many people with unknown identities and motives were wandering around on the yacht. Obviously, most of them came for Fiona. After playing cards for a while, Justin got off the yacht and went to the entrance. Anne was still waiting behind the fence at the entrance, feeling cold in a black t-shirt in the drafty night. "Say, are you still waiting for her?" President Cooper. Seeing Justin, Anne appeared more energetic. "The show is about to begin. Go in and watch it. Fiona will come if she wants, no matter whether you wait here or not." Justin thought Anne was a bit silly. After all, Fiona wouldn't come just because Anne was waiting for her. On the other hand, if she wanted to come, no one in the world had the ability to stop her from coming, no matter if Anne waited for her or not. In short, Anne was too insignificant to affect someone like Fiona. And checked his watch. "Please return to the yacht. I'll wait a bit more." Then his stomach growled, making him lower his head in embarrassment. "Don't be silly. Come in and grab a bite first." Justin dragged Anne into the great hall and pointed at all kinds of food on the long tables. "Eat now. If you want to wait for her, I don't care, but you must do it with a full belly." "Ha, fine, boss. Don't worry about me. I will go and eat right now." Seeing how concerned his boss was for him, Anne followed his advice and began to eat in the great hall. Then, he bumped into Little Bean, who had come to get snacks. Little Bean was well known for her appetite. According to Sarah, Ethan, although not thin, was originally not overweight either. However, ever since he started hanging out with Little Bean, his weight had skyrocketed. Little Bean loved sweets and junk food such as chocolates, potato chips, and Haagen-Dazs ice cream. In short, she loved all the food that contains high calories. In the yacht, the four kids hung out in two groups. Kenneth and Pudding spent their time playing games, chatting, drinking fruit juice, and strolling on the deck. They looked to be in a romantic mood. In contrast, Little Bean and Gao Boyuan entertained themselves with different things. "Ethan." "Yeah? Have you tried dried strawberry?" "No, is it good?" "Try it yourself." "Okay." "Ethan." "Yeah?" "Which do you think tastes better, banana chips or purple potato chips?" "I've never eaten those. My mom doesn't buy them for me." "I have both. Eat them and tell me which you like better." "Okay." Feeling bored, Little Bean came to the great hall to get some fruit salad and bumped into Anne. "Hi, Uncle Anne." "Hi, Little Bean. You've gained some weight lately." "Uncle Anne, if you talk to people in this way, no one wants to be your friend. No wonder your girlfriend dumped you." "Come on, let's hurt each other verbally." Little Bean was smug. After all, in her life of more than 3 years, she was defeated by no one in the contest of hurting feelings. "Fine, I was just kidding. Come here. I want to ask you something." "Go ahead." Little Bean walked over to Anne's side. The kids were close to Justin, so they were familiar with Anne too. "Little Bean, I want to ask you," and deliberately lowered his voice. "You want to ask me if my auntie will come today?" Little Bean continued for him. How did you know it?" "Please, all the people in the world know you like my auntie." "Little Bean, will your auntie come or not?" Anne asked in a small voice. Although Little Bean was just a kid, he still felt bashful. "Come closer and I'll tell you." Little Bean hooked her finger at him and said mysteriously. Eagerly, Anne leaned his ear toward Little Bean's mouth. "I heard that. Even my mom doesn't know if my auntie will come or not." "Can you tell me something I don't know?" Anne was exasperated. As a grown man, he was played by a little kid. "Haha, I got you. Uncle Anne, you are the cutest when you look dumb." "Okay, I'm done teasing you. I'll go and eat salad with Ethan." "Yeah, go ahead. I shouldn't have asked you." Anne stood up, looking dejected. "Fine. You look so anxious. I'll tell you the result of my analysis. I'm sure my auntie will come tonight." "Why?" Anne looked at her in puzzlement. "Because my auntie is very close to my mommy. Every time she visited us, she'd drive my dad to the study and sleep in my mommy's bed. So you see how much she loves my mommy. How would she miss my mommy's birthday?" "Oh, really?" and chuckled. Of course. Haha. According to your analysis, she will very probably come. Anne's mood lightened as he got more hopeful. But Uncle Anne, you'd better not get your hopes up. Why not? Hearing the hidden meaning in Little Bean's words, Anne's heart sank again. I guess my auntie won't come alone this time. She's got a boyfriend. Do you know that? Yeah. He's super gorgeous and cool with silver hair, which makes him look like a character in an anime. He's more handsome than you and richer than you since he's from a noble family of more than 100 years. I don't know if he's a better fighter than you since I've never seen Uncle fight with people yet. You hurt me again. Anne's smile looked worse than crying. No, I'm trying to make you accept the cruel facts. That's why I told you not to get your hopes up even if my auntie comes. She'll come with her boyfriend, and I'm sure you'll get hurt. Fine, Your Majesty, you make me want to jump off the boat. If you say this, then I must give you a lecture. Little Bean put down the fruit platter and placed her hands on her hips. You've worked with Handsome Cooper for a long time, but haven't learnt his persistence in love. Handsome Cooper has loved my mommy for many years and is still loving her, even though she's pregnant again. You've liked my auntie for a short while and then gave up instantly when you heard she's got a boyfriend. You admit defeat so easily? What can I do? Shall I have a duel with him? Anne chuckled. A duel is not an option, but if you can defeat my auntie, I think you might have a chance. Forget it. I'd still go and jump into the river. Are you kidding me? Fight Fiona? That was suicide. He had heard that Fiona's melee fighting skills ranked in the top 10 in the whole world. Otherwise, she'd not be able to sweep across the mercenary world. Feeling dejected after talking with Little Bean, Anne lost his appetite and went to the apartment to watch Justin play cards with the others. Chloe felt a bit tired and decided to return to her private room to rest for a while and then change clothes. But the moment she entered the room, she saw something, and her face turned pale in fear. Chloe saw a wedding gown in her room. It was the same gown that she had told Violet to dump during the day. It was the blood-stained wedding gown designed by Andrew. He had mailed it to her office. Why is it here? Chloe never thought that she was a coward. What she feared wasn't the wedding gown, but the alternate personality of Andrew. This damned thing followed her like a shadow, which meant that either someone was trying to scare her in Andrew's name, or Andrew had come back. Yeah, he was back. Frantically, Chloe called Violet on her cell phone. Violet, come up here. I'm in the innermost room on the 3rd floor. In less than 1 minute, Violet ran up, panting. Sister Chloe, what happened? You look alarmed. Violet had been Chloe's assistant for years and knew Chloe was steady in mind and never got so agitated. But she had heard that Chloe's voice was frantic on the phone. Violet, look! Chloe pointed at the white wedding gown with bloodstains. Violet was terrified. She covered her mouth immediately to stop her scream. Sister Chloe, who put it here? Violet, recall carefully and tell me where you dumped the wedding gown. I dumped it in the big dumpster in our hospital. Did someone follow you when you went there? No. I specifically chose a remote spot. That dumpster is taken away each afternoon to get rid of the garbage. How did it... Sister Chloe, are you sure this is the same gown we saw before? I'm not sure, but I'm sure. Someone entered this room. Someone did this to scare me. Sister Chloe, you're in danger. Maybe you'd better return home. Violet was scared too. After all, Chloe would be in labor soon, and it would be disastrous if something happened to her on the yacht. It's okay. Don't tell anyone about this, not even my husband. But I think it would be safer if we told President Dawson. No, I don't want him to be scared too. No matter if the person is a human or a ghost, I'll get to the bottom of it. Then they took down the bloody wedding gown and put it into a black garbage bag before tossing it into the ocean. This time, this damned thing wouldn't come back, right? She didn't know that while she was doing all this, a pair of eyes were watching her closely from the darkness. After dumping the wedding gown, Chloe went to the surveillance room. To ensure the safety of the yacht, Jack had ordered the installation of cameras in almost every corner. Young madam. The staff in the surveillance room stood up when they saw Chloe. Please show me all the footage recorded today outside the guest rooms on the third floor. Every one of them. Okay, young madam. She stood behind the security guard and watched him pull out the footage deftly. They watched the footage recorded from the morning until the present and saw the staff bustled on the third floor but could find nothing suspicious. How can it be? Young madam, has something gone missing? Seeing the worry on her face, the security guard asked uneasily. Are you sure no strangers went to the third floor? Chloe asked again. No. Young madam, as you see, except for 2 maids who went in to clean the room, no one entered it. Hearing his words, Chloe felt more alarmed, wondering how the wedding gown found its way into her room. Young Madam Dawson, what went missing? Let's all go out and search for it for you. The security guard tried to relieve the young madam's anxiety. No, nothing went missing, thank you. Finding nothing in the surveillance cameras, Chloe walked out of the room. Noah came quite late. He had planned to come with Sarah and Ethan, but someone got killed in the city, and he had to go to the crime scene. When he came, the entrance was almost sealed up. Jack, how is the case? It's nothing big. A group of gangsters fought each other and killed one. The victim and the suspect are both poor. The suspect confessed and is ready to do his time. It's not complicated. Good. Jack, you look worried. What happened? Do I? Of course you do. Noah was Jack's best friend, and they had known each other since childhood, so other than Chloe, only he could understand the subtle expressions on Jack's face. Noah, how many people do you have now? You mean in my police squad? Yeah. Excluding the ones on night duty, there are about 50. Can you move them here? Move them? Yeah. As an entrepreneur, I am applying for protection from the police. Move all your people here. What? Happened? Your yacht is under attack? Noah joked. I have a feeling that something big is going to happen tonight. Jack couldn't describe his feelings. He just felt the quietness was a bit too weird for his ease of mind. Up until now, nothing had happened, which was weird. After all, Chloe's identity had been exposed. While they were having a big party in a yacht, their enemies wouldn't stand by and watch. No matter if it was Legend, Andrew, or those mysterious guys wearing masks, they all wanted to take Chloe. But up until now, things were eerily quiet on the yacht, which made Jack even more uneasy. Of course, if Chloe told him about the wedding gown, he'd be more worried. Are all your people here? Noah glanced around and found all the security people working for Jack had come, including Chloe's bodyguards and the bodyguards from South Hill Manor. It looked as if he was ready for a war. They are all here. Do you expect someone to crash the party? It's hard to say. Jack was as brief as usual. I'll get my people here just in case. Seeing Jack's grim expression, Noah knew his friend wasn't joking. Without further ado, Noah called his superior, asking for permission to move police officers to keep order for a big gathering. His superior naturally agreed. After all, Noah did all the work, while the credit always went to his superiors. At 8 p.m., the big show began. Max and Avery had prepared the show in person, and the performers were almost as good as those on CCTV's New Year's Gala. There were crosstalks, witty skits, acrobatics, singing, and dancing. The programs were excellent. After the show began, people came into the great hall one by one. Chloe glanced around uneasily. What's up? Jack held her shoulders. Honey, Kira is not here. Hearing Chloe's words, Jack realized that he hadn't seen that woman for a while. I'll get people to search for her. Don't alert her, Chloe instructed. I know, be careful. I will. After the small discussion, Jack stood up and went to search for Kira with his people. Chloe stayed back to watch the show. To be honest, she was so agitated that she didn't even know what was happening on the stage. Mommy! Pudding came over and sat next to her. What's up, Pudding? You look pale. Are you tired? I'm fine. Is my brother making a fuss? Pudding thought her baby brother was bothering her mommy. No, he's very quiet. Mommy is fine. Then eat a puff, Mommy. Pudding handed a cream puff to her mother and then left after watching her mother eat it. Chloe lowered her head to check her cell phone and saw nothing unusual. She glanced around and saw everyone was engrossed in the show. Justin found Melody sitting one seat away from him. Hey, Justin called out to her. What's up? She looked quite chilly. Come and sit with me. No. Resigned, he said to the person sitting between them. Let's switch seats. Okay. The woman saw it was Justin and switched seats with him without a fuss. Sitting down next to Melody, Justin asked, Did you eat? Why do you care? Damn it. Have you swallowed bullets or something? Justin didn't know why she was angry. I ate gunpowder, so stay away from me or you'd be blown up. Whoa, young girl, don't test my patience. I warned you not to hang out with Rory. That damned girl is a bad influence, Justin complained. Yeah, Rory, the daughter of his cousin, was quite annoying. He had been reluctant to take her into Imperial Star when her father asked, because he had heard that she was hard to manage. But at last, Justin's grandfather ordered him to take her under his wing. In the past year, the girl had gotten into trouble many times. Rory was a loner and never made friends. She only hung out with those villains. But this time, she became good friends with Melody, which surprised Justin. Rory is a good girl. In your family, you're the worst. Your Majesty, I didn't mess with you, right? I just gave you a couple thousands of dollars. Who cares for your money? Do you think money can solve every problem? If you don't want it, give it back. Justin extended his hand to her. Do you always sit back on the chair that you just shit on? You're a girl. How can you say something so crude? Justin was exasperated by Melody's rudeness. I don't have to be polite to someone like you. I'm confused. What's wrong with you? You defended me a moment ago. It was a glitch in my brain a moment ago. Now it's normal. Fine, I'll stop talking to you. It seems we can't have a normal chat. Seeing Melody was in a bad mood, Justin didn't dare to continue the conversation and turned his attention back to the show. At this moment, a tall clown appeared on the stage wearing a mask and began to do magic shows. He even produced a rose from thin air and handed it to a distracted Chloe. For some reason, Chloe felt this clown was very familiar. It was a creepy feeling. Avery, where did you find these performers? In a low voice, Chloe asked Avery, who was sitting next to her. Max's friends helped him. Some famous ones came as a favor to Mr. Cooper. Avery didn't know why her sister-in-law looked so worried. Oh, I see. Chloe was still thoughtful. What's up? Something's wrong? Avery saw Chloe's expression and guessed. No, I was just curious. Chloe didn't want more people to know about the reason for her uneasiness, so she stayed in her seat in the first row and continued watching the show. The audience liked the performance of the clown and gave him a big hand as he showed off more magic tricks. But Chloe had a feeling that the clown was staring at her. She had the urge to jump onto the stage and tear the clown mask from his face. She just wanted to see the face underneath the mask. On an island in Southeast Asia, Legend laid on the balcony of a seaside villa and drank colorful fruit juice. Yeah, just fruit juice. Before him was a laptop showing the scenes on Chloe's birthday party on the yacht. Guys, look how lively the scene is, Legend said in German. No one dared to respond since they were used to their boss muttering to himself. The young girl Chloe is interesting. She seems to have noticed it. Legend zoomed in on Chloe's face and saw there was a weird look in her eyes as she stared at the clown. Sir, the clown is... Yeah, I can recognize him even if he's turned into ashes. But I'm curious how he got onto the yacht. I didn't see him in my surveillance system. Maybe he got in with the help of the force behind him. It seems to be a mysterious organization, or he wouldn't have dared to ignore you and Mr. Nalo. Heh. I hope he'll take off his mask so I can show the scene to my good brother, telling him that his long-lost lover is back. But he has gone to the yacht to see his young lover, so my brother better wake up from his dreams. We'll watch the party closely, if Fiona shows up. If that girl shows up, all the electronic devices on the yacht will be out of order. She has the ability to do that, Legend said with a chuckle. Having fought with Fiona many times, he knew her routine. It doesn't matter. We've surrounded the yacht. Even without electronic devices, we can sink the yacht in 3 minutes. Idiots, don't sink it. I've always wanted to catch them alive, Legend cursed. Yes, sir. We'll do our best to catch them alive. I hope so. This is a beautiful night. Yeah, let them enjoy yourselves. Ha ha. Letting out a creepy laugh, Legend picked up his fruit juice and sipped. He seemed to have everything under control. Of course, he only wanted things he deemed valuable. Both Chloe and Fiona were hostages that would bring him great benefits. As for the traitor Andrew, he wanted to have a good chat with the fellow. It seemed things were getting more and more interesting. Meanwhile, Jack and his men were searching for Kira all over the yacht. He and Chloe were convinced that Kira's disappearance was part of a conspiracy. The clown ended his performance soon. Chloe felt that the clown had given a little creepy smile at her before getting off the stage. The smile was creepy and full of hidden meaning. Chloe felt chills run down her spine. "Sister-in-law, are you okay? You look pale." "I'm fine. I'm a bit cold. I'll go get a coat." Then, Chloe left the show. After the clown's performance was a show by a famous talk show actor. His show was quite popular and many people had been waiting to see his performance. With everyone's attention drawn by the actor, no one noticed Chloe's departure, not even Justin. As a big fan of this talk show star, Justin watched his performance intently. "Hey, do you like him?" Justin tried to get Melody to talk to him. "No." "Damn it. Don't you think he's funny?" Justin was puzzled. "It only means your bar is low." Melody glanced at Justin coolly. "I just answered your question." Melody gave him a dirty look, still displeased at him for giving her money. Obviously, men and women were always in different zones. While Justin had totally forgotten about the incident, Melody was still feeling resentful about it. No wonder experts on relationships always say most men don't know why their girlfriends are angry, and the rest just don't know their girlfriends are angry. How dumb the men are. Despite her resentment, Melody remained sitting next to Justin. Opening her handbag, she took out a small bag of sweetened dates. They were her favorite snack, and she'd eat them whenever she felt low. After all, they were super sweet. However, the moment she opened the bag, Justin's big hand reached out and grabbed one into his mouth. All the while, he kept his eyes glued to the stage. Melody was about to throw a tantrum when Justin laughed with the other people in the audience as the talk show actor began to toss out jokes one after another. Ha ha! Watching Justin laugh hysterically so closely, Melody felt a bit lost. Finally, she swallowed back her words. Then Justin turned his head and asked, "Hey, why didn't you eat?" Melody's face turned dark. "Damn it, you ate them all. I've got nothing to eat. Shall I eat you?" The moment she said it, she felt embarrassed and continued immediately. "President Cooper, I've never seen a boss who can be as shameless as you." "You call me shameless just because I took a few sweetened dates from you? Do you believe that I can do things even more shameless?" Then, he leaned toward Melody's face. Startled, she blushed instantly. "Hey, what are you doing? Stop it!" Melody's heart raced as she looked at this weird boss of hers. Suddenly, Justin lifted his palm, still sticky with his handling of the sweetened dates, and touched her face with it. The sticky sensation filled her mind. "Justin!" Melody was totally exasperated. Meanwhile, she knew she had misunderstood his words about the more shameless thing. At the backstage, the clown sat before a mirror and was about to lift the mask off his face when Chloe entered suddenly. They looked at each other for a few seconds in silence. Chloe stopped, wondering if her guess was right. The clown wearing a mask smiled. It was a sardonic smile aimed at Chloe. Seeing this smile, Chloe lost it and roared, "Andrew, I know you're back. Stop pretending." "Who's Andrew?" It was a hoarse voice. Chloe found it was unfamiliar. She was astonished. Did she get it wrong? But remembering the blood-stained wedding gown, she knew Andrew was on the yacht. With a slight frown, she strode to the side of the clown and pulled off his mask. Seeing his face, Chloe froze. He wasn't Andrew, but a young man of about 20 years old. But when he had the mask on, she had been confident that he was... For a moment, Chloe was confused. "You got the wrong person, madam." "I'm sorry." Chloe said it in a low voice and left immediately. Watching Chloe hurry out of the room, the clown revealed a smug smile. After Chloe went out, she felt her heart beat faster. Her sixth sense had never failed her. The clown must be someone she knew. Chloe's mind raced, and then an idea dawned on her. Then she ran back into the dressing room. Sure enough, the clown had disappeared. It seemed Andrew wasn't alone. This clown was definitely one of his men. At the thought that Andrew's men were also on the yacht, Chloe panicked. Did it mean her family and friends were all in danger? At this thought, Chloe turned to go out and find Jack, but to her surprise, the door was locked from the outside. Thinking she had made a mistake, she pulled at the door several times, but it was indeed locked. Finally, her heart sank. Everything was part of a conspiracy, including Kira's return, her weird behavior, and her disappearance. The clown, the mask, and the blood-stained wedding gown. Everything was connected. As Chloe sorted out the things swiftly in her mind, a familiar voice came from behind her. "Hello, Sister Chloe." Her body shook when she heard this voice. She turned her head and saw it was indeed Andrew. In his hand was the clown's mask. She had a strong feeling that he was the clown performing on stage a while ago. "Hunter." Chloe looked at the familiar face calmly and said the name. "You're wrong. I'm your big brother Green." Andrew chuckled. Sitting on the chair, he had the mask in his left hand, while the fingers of his right hand tapped on his thigh. "You can't trick me. I've known him for years and can tell you guys apart. Andrew doesn't have that look in your eyes." "Heh, what look in my eyes?" "Andrew, no," Hunter laughed in a low, hoarse voice and asked Chloe. "As I said, he is a bad guy but still retains a trace of humanity inside. But you have no humanity." Chloe looked at him calmly. Hunter's eyes looked dangerous and wild, like a primitive and ruthless animal. Yeah, Chloe was right. Tsk, tisk, no wonder he loves you so much. Even pregnant, you're ridiculously smart. Shut up. What are you up to this time? Well, what do you think is my biggest wish? To kill me? Chloe knew Hunter hated her guts. During their time together on the island, Chloe had tortured Hunter for days. Unlike Andrew, Hunter had no pity on Chloe. He only wanted to kill her. I do want to kill you, but unfortunately my boss wants you alive. Hunter chuckled. Your boss? Who's your boss? Do you think I'll tell you that? The people who rescued you? Chloe remembered the mysterious guys who landed from a helicopter and took him from Fiona's hands. Yes. They want to catch me to get the thing from my father? I don't know. My job is catching you. Now it's time to settle accounts with you. Chloe, my boss told me to catch you alive, but didn't say I couldn't cripple you. Little batch, you made me suffer so much. What shall I do to you? Cut off your hands or break the tendon in your legs? Hunter stood up and tossed the clown mask onto the ground. Chloe pressed her back tightly against the door. Oh, those things are not fun. I'll rip out the BS from your belly. If you dare to touch my baby, I'll make you beg for death. Chloe looked at him with ferocious eyes. She'd never allow anyone to touch her baby, and it was the instinct of a mother. Make me beg for death? Can you? Don't expect your husband to come to your rescue. He's now playing hide-and-seek with Miss Kira and has no time for you. So, you're indeed together. Chloe finally confirmed her guess. She didn't know how they did it, but she had been suspicious of Kira's return. Initially, she had thought Kira had returned to see Justin, but it turned out Justin wasn't the purpose of her trip. Your husband isn't an idiot, but still he was drawn away by a simple trick. Chloe, I'll see who can rescue you this time. As he spoke, Hunter walked closer toward Chloe. Chloe was afraid of Hunter because this alternate personality was a psycho who was capable of anything. Their past encounters had left shadows in Chloe's heart. So after she saw the blood-stained wedding gown, she had been uneasy all day long. But the inevitable still came. She had thought she'd be terrified. But now that the moment came, she felt calmer. Andrew, do you think no one but my husband can save me? Don't you know my sister is here too? Chloe said the words slowly with an ironic smile in her eyes. Her voice was full of confidence. You mean Fiona's on this yacht? Today's my birthday. Do you think she didn't come? Don't lie to me. We got accurate information that Fiona hasn't entered the border. Ha ha. Who is Fiona? If you can detect her entering the border, then she's not the almighty Fiona. Chloe's confident laugh made Hunter cautious. His face fell as he began to consider the truthfulness of Chloe's words. As Andrew lowered his head from the distraction, Chloe threw 2 silver needles at him. Andrew hadn't expected Chloe would act so swiftly. She looked fragile but was so strong that she could throw the needles at a target meters away from her. When the needles hit him, Andrew understood suddenly. "You lied to me to distract me." "I coated them with anesthetic and you'll fall in 10 seconds. "Well, really?" Andrew lifted his hand and pulled out the 2 needles from his arm and tossed them onto the ground. Chloe counted to 10 silently. The anesthetic she coated on the needles could bring down an elephant, not to mention a man. But 10 seconds later, Andrew was still standing there. "Are you surprised that I'm still standing here?" "You?" Chloe was indeed surprised. "They injected stuff into my body, so your anesthetic is useless on me." As he spoke, Andrew lunged at her. Chloe reacted swiftly and ducked to one side. Since she was several months along, her body was heavy, and the sudden movement made her pant. She knew she was finished if the situation continued. Her baby would be in trouble too. She tried to calm down to find a way out of the mess. At this moment, someone kicked the door open from outside and fired at Andrew. But Andrew, or more accurately Hunter, reacted fast and dodged the bullet. "Honey." Seeing it was Jack who broke in, Chloe relaxed. Jack glanced at Chloe and relaxed when he saw she was fine. Then he fired at Andrew repeatedly. However, Andrew had slipped out from a side door when he saw Jack break in. But they were on the sea, and he couldn't get out of the yacht. "Go find him. Shoot anyone you deem dangerous," Jack ordered in a cold voice. "Yes, President Dawson." Some bodyguards followed his instruction and went out to search for Andrew. Jack ran to Chloe and pulled her into his arms. "Honey, are you okay?" "I'm fine. You came just in time or I'd be in big trouble." "Ha! How can you laugh at this moment?" Jack was furious. He had been terrified, but she still had the heart to laugh. "But I'm okay now." "Honey, how did you know I was in danger?" "I went out to search for Kira, but soon I realized it might be a trick, so I returned with bodyguards to protect you but found you were gone. Avery told me you came in the direction of the dressing room." "I see. Honey, you're really smart. I admire you." "Save it. When we get home, I'll deal with you." Jack's face fell. "By the way, did you find Kira?" "Not yet." Jack shook his head. "Honey, she came with Andrew. I think they have many people on the yacht. What should we do now? I think everyone here is in danger." Chloe was worried. If people got killed because of her birthday party, she'd die of guilt. She truly regretted having this damned birthday party. "I think there are more on the yacht," Jack thought for a while and concluded. "What do you mean? Honey, do you think there are other forces?" Jack nodded but didn't speak. Chloe frowned. The situation was getting more and more complicated. It seemed more people of doubtful background had come, besides Andrew and his people. They all came for Chloe. At least for now, Chloe had the greatest value for them. "Honey, it's drafty here. We'll talk in another place." Jack picked up a blanket from the dressing room and draped it around her before carrying her out of the room. Chloe couldn't understand why the strong anesthetic she had concocted had been useless on Andrew. Did he take an antidote beforehand? But it didn't make sense since there was no antidote for anesthetic. She remembered Kira, who had a totally different personality tonight. Kira didn't look like she had lost her memories, but she was a different person now. Did someone threaten her and force her to do it? Chloe was full of questions but couldn't ask right now. Jack had just said that other forces had mingled in the crowd other than Andrew, so she must be careful as she talked to Jack, since she didn't know if they were being eavesdropped on. Meanwhile, in a corner of one room, Elsie was talking to her superior. "Commander, that's how things are going on here." "So, Andrew is indeed on the yacht?" the commander asked. "Yeah, I've been monitoring Chloe, so I heard everything happening in the dressing room. I'm sure he's Andrew. Chloe would never make such a mistake. Trust me, Commander." Elsie reported in excitement. After all, she finally got something after lurking so long. "With Andrew here? The people behind him?" The commander paused. "Are they Legend and his brother Nalo? Are they here in the country too?" "No, I'd know if they entered the border. Besides, the people who rescued Andrew couldn't have been Legend's men." "Commander, I just heard Chloe tell Andrew that Fiona has come. I don't know if she told the truth or lied to Andrew to stall him." "Did Chloe say it?" "Yeah, she did. But I didn't get any report of Fiona entering the border." You know Fiona's abilities. She might have used some tricks to fool us. Do you see anyone suspicious? If Fiona came, she'd show her face there. I'll watch Chloe closely. If Fiona came, she'd see her sister. Okay, report to me immediately once you see Fiona. Yes, sir. Elsie was in a good mood after the report. Now she only needed to wait for Fiona's appearance. Returning to the Great Hall, Jack and Chloe found people were still watching the show engrossingly. Chloe sent a message in the group of her friends. Andrew and his men are on the yacht. We're searching for him. It's dangerous outside, so don't leave the Great Hall. F. What's going on? Max felt tingles on his scalp. Andrew slipped onto the yacht on this special day. What did it mean? Noah, are you two all right? Chloe, yeah. Victoria, when did that happen? When did he come? Chloe, I'm not sure, but it's probably been a while. Brenton, Andrew is alone. We don't need to be afraid of him. Look how many of us there are. Jack, he's not alone. He has associates. Brenton, how many of them? Chloe, we're not sure, but Kira is one. Justin, what? Justin thought he read the message wrong or that Chloe wrote something wrong. Chloe, you didn't read it wrong. Kira is Andrew's accomplice. Justin, Chloe, that's not possible. Kira isn't that type of person. I know her character. Chloe, Justin, it's not about character. With Kira, it's complicated. I'm not that sure either. Right now, she's a dangerous person to watch out for. Sarah, F. How dare that BS come back? I swear I'll kill him for bullying my Chloe for so long. Even now, he's not letting my Chloe go. Instead, he's coming back to bully her some more. Sarah and Chloe have been friends for many years, so she knew how much Andrew has bothered Chloe. That was why Sarah hated Andrew. Now that Andrew was coming back to create more trouble, Sarah was infuriated. Noah, honey, calm down. Sarah, I can't calm down. I must get rid of that bastard now so he doesn't cause more trouble later. Noah, as an executive police officer's wife, you can't go around saying you want to kill someone, okay? Sarah, I want to. If you can't stand it, then resign from your post. Chloe, Sir, ma'am, excuse me. This isn't the time to argue. Me and Jack talked about this. We decided we would tell you guys immediately. Andrew's probably after me, but I can't guarantee he won't hurt my friends. Jack has bodyguards protecting the elderly and the 4 children, so you don't need to worry about them. Our priority is to capture Andrew. He's on a boat that's surrounded by water. He probably can't escape. Max, it's not whether he can or cannot escape. What is important now is that he has accomplices. If they do something crazy, like set up a bomb on our yacht, then we're doomed. Max's imagination went wild. Avery, Jack, what should we do now? Should we dock and evacuate? Jack, I ordered someone to check already. There's no bombs of any sorts, so you don't need to worry. Since the security was tight at the check-in, Andrew doesn't have a gun with him. We don't need to be that worried. Also, we can't dock because it'll be easier for them to escape. Noah, Jack, you mean to capture them from within? Jack, we can't let him go. Andrew's no longer terrifying. What's terrifying is who's behind him. Victoria, I agree with Jack. Andrew is a big problem we can't hide from. Our goal is to get rid of him. Justin, leave dealing with Andrew to Anne and me. The boat is only that big, so he can't go that far. Just the 2 of us is enough. Just when Chloe wanted to reject this idea, Jack agreed. Sounds good. Then we'll leave Andrew to you. Also, be careful of Kira. You need to be extra careful if you bump into any one of them. Justin nodded and said, Yeah. Chloe looked at Jack, who was next to her, and said, Honey, if you leave Andrew to Justin and Anne, what should we do? We have a more important mission, Jack said mysteriously. Sarah, you 2 aren't going on a date at a time like this, right? Noah, don't worry, honey. Even if they go on a date now, they can't do much. Dr. Green is so pregnant. Jack, why do you 2 have such dirty minds? Chloe, Director Ace, your mind has been corrupted after marrying Miss Sarah. Sarah, No. You guys think too highly of him. He had a dirty mind from the start. I just helped him express that side of him. Noah, honey, didn't we promise each other to fight against external forces together? How come you sold me out already? Justin, we're in a tight situation, guys. How are you still joking around? Let's go kick asses. Noah, I'll go kick asses with Justin. Be careful. I think Andrew, no, I mean Hunter, who's Andrew's second personality, is very dangerous. I hit him with 2 of my anesthetic needles, but he was fine, so you must be careful. Don't worry, I'll catch that BS with my bare hands, Justin said as he stretched his neck. Boss, let's take it easy. You went one-on-one with him before and you were pushed into the corner. Justin was embarrassed. Ahem. That's Andrew's first personality, not his second personality. Justin tried to save face. According to my observations, his second personality is much stronger than his first, Chloe added. Justin was so embarrassed that he ran out with his hands covering his face. He stopped talking in the group. Their goal was simple, to capture Andrew. Chloe, Sarah, Victoria, Avery, you guys should stay with the kids. Don't leave the main hall. It's safer there. Victoria, okay. Sarah, understood. Avery, don't worry, Chloe. I'll protect my lovely nieces. Max, Chloe, what about me and Breton? Take some men with you to go over the security footage to make sure we didn't miss anything. Also, be careful of anyone suspicious. Max, okay. Brenton, don't worry. Leave it to us. Cody, sis, me and Thomas can help out too. Cody rarely said anything, but he was dependable during critical times. You guys should sit tight. It's not the more the merrier. We don't know how many people we're up against yet, Chloe said as she organized their plan. Okay, message us if you ever need anything. Cody nodded. Honey, didn't you say there was something we needed to do? What is it? Follow me, Jack said as she pulled her by the hand. When Elsie saw them come out, she put on her earphones so she could wiretap on their conversation. She also followed them. However, she lost them very soon after she turned around. Elsie was very anxious and walked in circles as she didn't even know which floor they headed to. Chloe finally realized that Elsie was following them. Just when she wanted to say something to Jack, she saw him shake his head. She paused. Elsie couldn't hear anything from the bug, so she thought it broke. She took off her earphones to inspect it. With that sight, Chloe finally realized she was eavesdropping the whole time. Who was she working for? Legend? Nalo? Andrew and the mysterious force behind him? Or was there a new force after them? After all, Elsie had not received professional spy training, and thus it was easy to lure her out since she couldn't maintain her composure. They waited until Elsie gave up on following Chloe and Jack. When they turned around, Jack had a magnet in his hand. He put the magnet close to Chloe's hair, and it pulled out a small ant-like object that was very hard to detect. Jack looked at it for a second, and then threw it into the vast ocean. When did you start suspecting Elsie? Chloe looked at Jack in shock. I always suspected her. How did you know she put a bug on me? How did you know where she even put it? Also, didn't you put anti-tracking devices on me? How can I still be bugged? What should we do since she heard all of our prior conversations? Honey, you asked too many questions all at once. Which one should I answer first? Jack smiled gently. How can you still smile at a time like this? I'm super anxious. Chloe was very anxious. She had once suspected Elsie, but she didn't expect that she would fall into Elsie's trap without even knowing. Then did Elsie hear her conversation with Andrew too? Calm down. Before I answer your questions, why don't I take you to see someone? Then you'll understand it all. Okay. Chloe didn't know what Jack had up his sleeve, but she trusted him, so she didn't continue asking questions. After Jack and Chloe got rid of the bug, Elsie was no longer able to listen into their conversation. She didn't know where her impeccable plan went wrong. Jack led Chloe towards the front of the boat. In Malaysia, Legend was staring at his laptop screen. What are they up to? He asked. Maybe they are going to interrogate that woman after they found the bug? Legend's subordinate guessed. However, Jack and Chloe disappeared from the monitor. Where did they go? Legend said in shock. They were just here 1 second ago. His subordinates were also rattled. Pull up all the security footage on that boat. Didn't you idiots say there were no missed corners? I need to find them. Ian was slightly rattled because things had gotten out of his control. Other than Andrew and his people, there was also Elsie and the people behind her. There were other forces after Chloe, and he needed to get to her first. Ian searched each monitor, but he didn't find anything. Jack and Chloe disappeared right under his eyes. More importantly, he couldn't find them with any security cameras. Boss, did they put on disguises so we can't find them? You dumbasses! How can they put on disguises in such a short time? Something had to have gone wrong. Then what should we do now? Keep looking. I don't believe two adults can just vanish into thin air like that. It's not like they can time travel, Legend thought and said. Since he was monitoring from a distance, he wasn't able to find out what actually happened. Jack and Chloe did not disappear and were still on the boat. However, they were able to disappear from the security footage. How did that happen? The truth was, they messed with the security footage. Their goal was simple. They didn't want anyone to track them with security footage. Jack held Chloe's hand as they walked into the cockpit. There was an old captain controlling the wheel in an attentive manner. "Chloe, look who he is," Jack said in a slightly playful tone. The captain looked back. He looked like a stranger to Chloe. He was a man in his 60s and was in a white captain's suit. However, when the old man saw Chloe, he fell into tears. Chloe had an extraordinary photographic memory, so when the ship captain smiled at her, she dug through her memories. She opened her mouth with astonishment and was so excited that she couldn't speak. She didn't know if it was safe or not, or whether someone was listening into their conversations. Jack seemed to be able to read her mind, so he whispered, "It's safe here. You can say whatever you want." Only then could Chloe say, "Dad?" Yes, this man in front of them was the professor. Although he looked different, Chloe was still able to recall that smile of his. The captain slowly took off his cap and walked over. Then he hugged his daughter. "Happy birthday, dear." "Dad, why are you here?" Chloe cried with joy. She couldn't even imagine that her father could celebrate her birthday with her even in her dreams. However, he was here on this boat. She had not received any news prior. Even Fiona couldn't come, so she thought the professor would never make it. "Sorry for not being able to celebrate your birthday all these years. I've come to see you now," the professor said in a hoarse voice. "When did you get on the boat?" 10 minutes ago. "Huh? 10 minutes ago?" Chloe said in shock. The boat was in the middle of the ocean. There was no helicopter that landed. How did her father get onto the boat? How? Chloe was so anxious and excited that she stuttered. "I helped him swim over," a crisp voice said. Chloe looked towards the washroom and saw Fiona leaning against the door at the entrance with a lollipop in her mouth. She was in a sailor suit and had her hair up in a ponytail. She looked dazzling. "Fiona!" Chloe was delightfully surprised by what had just happened. How? Chloe couldn't describe the overwhelming feelings she was experiencing. "Come here, birthday girl. Blow out the candles and make a wish." Fiona had got a cake from somewhere. It looked ugly, but you could still tell that it was a cake. There was only one candle on the ugly cake, and Chloe was rather amused by the sight. "Do I need to do that?" Chloe was laughing so hard that there were tears in her eyes. "Yup. Everyone spends their birthdays like this. Regarding this cake, though, it's my first time baking one. I'm a genius at making bombs, but I don't know how I have zero talent for baking." "Ha-ha, so you made this?" Chloe laughed. "Who else do you think can make such an explosive cake?" Chloe immediately closed her eyes and blew out the candle once she realized Fiona made the cake. When she opened her eyes, what came out of her mouth shocked everyone. "Shouldn't you three sing me happy birthday?" Chloe continued, "I don't mind the English or other version." "Sis, can you not overdo it? You know what situation we're in, right? I'm afraid that the world will flip before we could finish singing the song," Fiona laughed. "Did you and Dad really swim here?" Chloe asked in surprise. "How else can we get here?" Fiona said as she crossed her arms. "BS. It's like 10,800 miles from here to the States. Do you think you're a sea turtle and can swim anywhere you wish?" Chloe said with a look that showed she was not a child that one could easily deceive. Fiona was speechless. Then Fiona pointed to Jack and said, "Jack, I can tell my sister is not in her right mind with her pregnancy. Can you explain the whole process to her again? I'm too lazy to do that." Thanks for tuning in to the Cool Audio Podcast. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a fellow story lover. Until next time, stay cool and keep listening.